Welcome to CivilNet. My guest today from France is Erwan Kerivel, who is the author of a book recently published both in Armenian and French by the Chobanian Institute of France. And the book is called The Truth Lies Within the Human Being. La Vérité Est Dans l'Homme, or Jeshmargutune Martu Meche. No English yet. The author of the book is here to talk about the substance of the book, which really is about the Alevi community of Turkey. Erwan, thank you for joining us on CivilNet.
Thank you.
Where do we start? You're a Frenchman, you are a railroad man, and you've written a book on the Alevis of Turkey. How did this happen?
Yeah, this happened 25 years ago when I met the Alevi community in France.
Is there one?
Yeah, there is a lot of people from the Alevi communities in France. They came after the coup in 1980. They came to be refugees in France.
From Turkey?
Yeah, from Turkey, and also from the Kurdish part of Turkey. And I met them, and I learned from their community, from their culture. And because it's a big history of friendship, I decided to write this book in French, so that the French people and also the young people of the Alevi community in France learn from their culture and also from their religious meanings and their religious culture.
We spend a lot of time here at CivilNet in Armenia trying to understand the changes in Turkey.
Yeah.
And the Alevi community in Turkey is becoming increasingly important for many reasons, including the rapprochement with the Kurds, including the situation in Syria where the Alevi rulers are under threat. In that context, where do the Alevis of Turkey stand today in the new calculations, the new setup that the Erdogan government is?
I mean, all the Alevi community in Turkey, they make support to the Syrian government. According to the new rule of this part of the world, and also the new project of Erdogan with a new Ottoman Empire in March.
That's whose opinion, yours or the Alevis?
This is my opinion, and it is also the opinion of the Alevi community, especially in Hatay region and also Samandar region, which is near the border of the Syria. So you see, two days ago, we have a big bombing in Reyhanlı.
Yes.
So the people, they go to the streets, they don't protest against the Syrian regime, they protest against Erdogan.
Yes.
Because they said, your politic is bringing us to the war. That's the problem in Turkey, that all the minority, they are not respected by the state and also by the different governments, nor their military governments, nor the Islamic governments that today. I also explained that in 1915, Anatolia lose one part of its children with the Armenian children. Now the agenda is to destroy the other part of the Anatolia children with the Alevi people.
Why?
Because you have this, in Turkey, you have this nationalist and also this hegemonist ideology and culture who don't accept any differences.
But we accept the Kurds.
Exactly, but the Kurds, there is a national identity and a national question. The Alevi people, both they are Turkish, Kurdish, Zaza. They are a culture question, not a national question. This is a bit different. Now the agenda in Turkey for the AKP is to bring the Kurdish national movement to an Islamic coalition, unification. They said, well, we don't have any problem. We are Muslim, both Muslims. Don't have problem any Kurds or Turks. But the Alevi people, they make some kind of different culture, different model, that the Turkish government and state can't accept.
Do the Alevis define it as that, as the continuing effort of the Turkish government to be a mono state, or do they define it as a battle between Sunnis and Alevis?
Well, they define them against the Sunni majority. They said, well, our philosophy, our culture, said that we don't make any difference between the 72 nations. That's their word, from their culture and their religion. And they don't accept what happened to the Armenian people in the Ottoman Empire during the rule of the Jan Turk. And they don't accept what happened today in Turkey. We don't accept any differences between the population. Well, the Alevi people are now the biggest minority in Turkey. There's quite 15 millions people.
So after the Kurds?
Yeah, because the majority of the Kurds are Sunni Muslims.
So the biggest religious minority are the Alevis?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's perceived as a threat by the government, which happens to be Sunni.
Exactly.
The blow up in Syria and Turkey's very quickly taking sides, how has that exacerbated the situation?
Well, I mean, what happened now is it seems that like Turkey will take the place of Israel in the Middle East. That's my point of view.
And by that you mean by the powerful military or by the one holding the stick? What do you mean?
Yeah, both.
Israel is not liked in the Middle East.
Military power, economic power, because now Israel is in some kind of economic crisis situation now in the Middle East. It's not the situation of the Turkey. Turkey will lead in the next years. They will lead the leadership of the American imperialism in the Middle East. That's my point of view.
But Israel is not liked in the Middle East. Turkey is liked in some parts of the Middle East.
Yeah.
So how is it becoming the Israel of the Middle East?
Well, I mean, Israel now is not in the position of leading the imperialist politics in the Middle East. Turkey is in position now.
And you say that because of the economic growth in Turkey versus the economic growth in Israel?
Exactly. That's my point of view. And this explains the politics of the Turkey in Syria now. Because we can't expect before, for example, we can see 10 years or 15 years ago, the secular militaries in Turkey, they can't accept to sustain the Muslim Brotherhood in Syria. No, it's not a problem for them. They make support to them. They destroy all the minorities. I went a lot in Syria. I know very well the situation, especially in the place where Armenian people live, in Kesap, in Aleppo. I was a very long time there. What I've seen is that the Syrian people, the Syrian state, is a secular state, really, and makes support to all the minorities. It's not the case of Turkey. And now Turkey is playing this game to destroy all the minorities in the Middle East in the profit of a new Ottoman Empire in building. That's my point of view.
What does the title mean, that the truth lies within the human being?
It means that the Alevi philosophy is making the human being the center of their philosophy. For example, they don't have a holy book. They don't have the Bible or the Quran. They respect all the religious books, but they said the biggest book to read is a human being. This means that human being is the center of the philosophy. And also I want to say that another thing is, if you want, as I said this, the Alevi people, if you want to see God, you have to see your proper visage. This is God.
If you want to see God, you see your own image, and that's God. I see. And this philosophy is the same amongst Alawis of Turkey, Alawis of Syria?
Yeah, it's the same. There are some differences because they don't have the same history and they don't speak the same language and so. But if you have a look on the Armenian genocide, you have seen that in the Alevi place, a lot of Alevi protect or save the Armenian people because they don't make differences, especially in the Kurdish region where Alevi were a majority, like in Dersim. There is probably, that's a historian, they said, 40,000 Armenian people were saved by Alevi because they were the neighbors. And they said they are our brothers and sisters, and they saved them. Or they helped them to catch to Russia when the Russian army were in Azerbaijan. So that, I mean, the Alevi people is a big weapon now in Turkey to show that the differences, the cultural differences, are really the richest apport to the Anatolia. This morning I was in State University in Yerevan, and I was very pleased to the discussion I have with the Armenian students, because this subject are very, very important for the future, because we have to rebuild the bridges that the barbars broke up. That's my point of view.
Thank you. We've been speaking with Erwan Kerivel, who is the author of a new book on the Alawis of Turkey, published by the Chobanian Institute of France. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you for following us on CivilNet.